It's Friday. It must be time for another massive non-event. Hello and welcome back to the weekly crypto review. So yeah, we had some interesting things happen in the last couple of days in cryptocurrency circles. So first off, let's go ahead and go straight to it. The Brave browser. Down in the description below, you will see a link to the Brave browser. If you download it and use it for 30 days, you get a wonderful browser that works off cryptocurrency and protects your privacy. I get a little bit of BAT. All right, so first off, let's take a look at the numbers. Bitcoin, we're down for the week 1.1%. Considering what happened, that's actually really good. Looks like we may be recovering. We're up over the last hour. Hourly is a little bit, that's more for trading, but we'll see what happens. Ethereum down 0.2%. Let's see here. XRP is actually up 4.4%. I'm kind of surprised. Let's see. Chainlink down 4.7, almost 4.75%. It could be a bad day. It could be a bad week, and I'll tell you why. So first off, let's take a look at the chart, and we're looking at the daily. I know I don't usually look at the daily, but we're looking at the daily because of what happened yesterday. And what happened yesterday is the CFTC charged BitMEX for AML, anti-money laundering, and know your customer non-compliance. And so this is a big deal. BitMEX is not within the jurisdiction of the United States. It was purposely set up outside the United States for Americans, and American citizens were not supposed to have access to it because it did not conform to all the United States regulations, all of the onerous, overbearing regulations set up between 1932 and present day. And of course, with VPNs being as popular as they are, it was easy enough to figure ways around that. You know, if they looked at your IP address and said, "Oh, you're in the U.S.," they would say, "No, you can't come here. We can't take you." With a VPN, it was easy enough to get around that. That was not difficult at all. So finally, the the CFTC said enough, and they actually charged them. So yeah, this is now. Here's the thing. BitMEX. I've never been a fan of BitMEX because it allowed highly leveraged trades, 100-to-1 type leveraged trades. Great if the market's going up and you're buying, because you buy one Bitcoin and you leverage 100. Now you've got a whole bunch of money. The problem is that it only takes a drop of 25-50% to wipe out all of that money that you've put into your account. Leverage is never, unless you really know what you're doing, trading on leverage is never a good idea. And but there are always people who are going to do that. The markets, whether it's the stock markets or the crypto markets, they're the greatest casino ever because the house doesn't have a 4% advantage. The problem is that you really are left to your own devices. So what we have is a downturn. This came out yesterday, and the markets have reacted. We're down. We were up almost $11,000. In fact, if we look at the day before, looks like close was at 10.7, almost 10.8. And then yesterday happened, and the markets dropped. Bitcoin specifically dropped. And of course, where Bitcoin leads, everybody else is going to follow. What's remarkable about this, I saw someone else talk about this, and I agree. If this had happened in 2017, we would be down 30 or 40% by now. It would be at every bit as big as these two candles back here from September, from the 2nd of September. Absolutely, it would be these big, because in 2017 we didn't have. We had a lot of speculators and a lot of very nervous speculators at that. This just shows us. I mean, the fact that we've gone down. How much have we gone down? We'll start here, and we'll go down. Whoop. What? Oh. So we've gone down about just under 3% in the last 2 days. 3%, less than 3% in 2 days. That tells me that we've got nice, strong hands in the market right now. People are not, this news, which would have sent the markets reeling 3 years ago, is not a problem. It's not an issue at all. That's really good news, because that tells me that we have finally gotten to the point where we've got a bunch of strong hands. The weak hands are jumping ship. They're scared. They're frightened. Oh my God. And the thing of it is, and this is the part that I've never really understood about crypto. This is one exchange. It's an offshore exchange. It's not in the US. And if you don't have an account there and you don't have any money there, you've lost nothing. If you do have an account there, okay, yeah, you had your crypto on that account, you've lost whatever was there. Okay, fine. And especially if you're a U.S. citizen, you've probably lost it, whether it was fiat or whether it was crypto, you've probably lost it. On the other hand, all that crypto that they had, all the Bitcoin that they had, that's now off the market. It makes Bitcoin even scarcer. I mean, it's possible that in a couple of years they might have some sort of a token sale, Bitcoin auction, and somebody with a lot of with deep pockets might go in and bid up a bunch of Bitcoin for undervalued Bitcoin. It certainly could happen, but yeah, at this point, I see nothing but good news out of this. And the fact is, at least at this point, this is on the daily. At this point, we're still bouncing off of this 10,500. We're at 10,551 right now. If we can maintain this 10,500 level, it reconfirms it as support, and from there we just go up. I say we just go. At least in the short term, we go up. I was watching one of the other crypto channels. They were talking to a guy who was showing a projection of Bitcoin over the month of October, and the projection showed that potential of Bitcoin going up close to 12,000 by the end of October. That'd be nice. That would be fantastic. Could it happen? Absolutely, it could. Will it happen? Have no idea. There's no way of knowing. But it's a nice projection. I like the idea. I like the way it looks. And again, no big deal here. This is not a big deal. And weirdly, we're also seeing some of the issues going on with the broader markets, the macro markets. So this morning I woke up to find out that President Trump tested positive for COVID. Okay, fine. So what's that doing to the broader markets? Well, they're down. Let's see here. Looks like down 61 for the Dow Jones. So around 60 points for the Dow Jones. S&P 500 looks like we're down 21, and the Nasdaq currently we're actually up 0.17. So apparently that didn't last all that long, and I suspect that a lot of what we saw with today with all of this downward action, this drop that we saw, this tail down here, I suspect that was the original panic thrust of, okay, the market's dropping. Early this morning, the markets were down hundreds of points. Well, apparently the traders have realized that the president having an illness, testing positive for an illness with no symptoms at this point, is not that bad of a thing. But it certainly panicked a lot of people. So the fact that we've only dropped, as of today, it looks like our open was at 10.6, and currently our close is at 10.554. So around $100. Our entire price action for today at this point is around $100. Okay, we're down by $100. That's nothing. That's nothing at all. Considering that, back here we're talking a huge percent, we're talking 10%, okay? Here we're talking 4%. So between these 2 days, we're talking 14%. We've got no worries at this point. So it looks like, at least as far as I can tell, it looks like the markets are probably on their way to just, this is a small hiccup and it'll bounce back. I see no reason for it not to. Okay? Let's see, take a look at, I don't know, let's take a look at ADA, because I own some ADA. I like watching ADA. So ADA has dropped down below support. And, okay, again, it was right at support yesterday, and then all of a sudden this happened. So not surprising. We'll see what happens. It could drop down here to as low as as low as 8 cents a coin, or possibly bounce off here at 8.088, or it could drop as low as 0.082. Those would be the next levels I'd be looking at for support. Okay, I suspect 0.89 is probably, and we see, I don't know if you can see this or not, but that shadow at the bottom of this candle bouncing right off of that level. So I think we've already found that that's support. No worries. And again, we're looking at the daily. We look at the weekly. Okay, weekly, we're doing okay. We're dropping below this line of support or resistance at this point. We went up above it and we're dropping down below it. We may find ourselves next week going up above that line of support. And let's go back at Bitcoin and look at the weekly on that, because again, weekly we're right on this line of 10.5, bouncing off of it. It's support. It's looking good. I see no problems there. Let's go take a look at Chainlink. All right, and we're looking at the weekly. I don't have any lines here because on the weekly I don't have enough history. Look at the daily and see what we got. So looks like we could drop as low as 888. It looks like, in fact, if you look at the dashed line there, it looks like we already bounced off of 884, 888. So it looks like we're finding support here at this level. Fantastic. Maybe we'll bounce back up and we'll start an upward trend. We're in a downward trend at this time. We're in a channel. We're in a downward channel. Let's see if I can just take this and kind of draw it like that. And we'll do this. We'll draw it like this. See if I move it down, well, we'll do it like that. Okay, so we had a couple times where we dropped through the channel, but we came back up. But we're in a channel. This is a channel. Okay, no worries. In fact, let's just move this a little bit and move it down where it should be. So here's our channel line right there. So we're in a channel, and it's a downward trending channel. Not a big deal. We're fine. This is crypto. I expect this around election time. I really do. This is an election year in the U.S., and we are a month out. See, today's the 2nd, so we're almost exactly a month out from the election. The beginning, this time next month could be a lot of fun, especially if we don't know who the president is. We'll see. But at this point, I'm not concerned. So that's what I had for you this week. Remember, don't trust, verify. I'll see you again next week.